Hello, how are you? It's Janice from Shavalot. It is day 3 of my 30-day live stint. It's day 3. And of course I need to fix my tripod. Okay, that's a little better. So, day 3. I am live on YouTube and I am live on Facebook, my Shavalot business page. And if you're there, please say hello so I know that you're here. Yesterday, we were working on a table that we blended some apothecary with some whites. And it's right here. I'm using my spinny table to work on tonight. So my other table's not here, but it's this one, remember? Let me see if I can get it for you. This one, it's big and it's heavy. So this table right here. So we did that actually for 2 nights. I did another coat on the top today. And I also, this is the headboard. Whoop, Randy. Good. Not sure, but where I am. Why? Oh, you are on Facebook, Randy. You are on Facebook. So I can tell because your emoji, hi Chris, how are you? Your emoji says, by your face says it, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. So I can tell where you're watching from. So the headboard was white. I don't know if you remember yesterday, it was white, and I painted it apothecary today and put a little bit of a white blend here. Now we're going to be using the IOD Fronds and transfer right here. Frond, the IOD Frond botanical transfer. And did I say botanical or mechanical? I think I said botanical. So we're going to be using the IOD Frond botanical transfer today. And couple things before I start. Actually, one thing before I start. I've been painting these pieces today. So transfers, I have heard, and my mirror we didn't get to because I noticed that it had a problem. It was broken. The piece of the wood, can't even see it now. A piece of the wood, oh here, right here, was slivered off. So Randy had to fix that today. So he put some wood glue and a nail and fix that because this is going to be the 3rd piece of this set. So we've got the headboard, the side table, and the mirror. So because I was working on painting these guys today, of course they didn't get it all done, but what I want to do is put on a coat of liquid patina on this headboard because, and on the table, because it has been said that the transfers apply more easily if you have a top coat on your piece. So when you are applying transfers, let me show you. This is what I did. I told you last night I was going to cut it up. I cut it up, and then to preserve it, I rolled it up, and then I put painter's tape on it. But put painter's tape on it so that it stays adhered to its backing. It needs to stay on its backing. So we're going to be applying these transfers to the headboard today. So, but I want to seal it really quick. This is liquid patina. I don't know if you are familiar with liquid patina. Please let me know if you've used it. This is a sealant. It is, it looks white. It is white, but it goes on clear. and it gives it a protective finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal this headboard with the liquid patina. It should dry quick enough so that we can put the transfers right over this sealant. So see how it goes on. It goes on. It still looks a little white, but it'll dry clear. So whenever you paint anything with DIY chalk paint, you're going to want to seal it when you're all done so that it's a barrier between the paint and the elements. So this liquid, we have a lot of different sealers. This is liquid patina, which is a matte finish, and it's a sturdy finish. So this is good for tabletop. So it'll be good for this side table. That it'll give you a nice barrier between the table and any liquids that you may have, water and things like that. We also have Big Top. I use Big Top a lot. Big Top is very similar to this liquid patina, except it's I believe it's clear when you open up the can, but that one has more of a gloss, more of a glossy finish. It's not a high gloss, but it's a little bit more of a glossy finish. I did not want the glossy finish on this headboard, so we're going with the liquid patina. Now you don't have to seal your piece before your transfers, before applying your transfers, but there is some school of thought that the transfers will go on more easily if you have put a top coat on. So I want it to go on easy tonight for us. So that's why I'm doing this top coat. And also give you a chance to see how it works. So let me know who's on. Let's see, I've got Randy. Randy's feeling better today. He's been sick, and I was afraid that he had the dreaded COVID disease, but he's already better. So it wasn't that, thank goodness. And yesterday, I need me some of that. Chris, you need the liquid patina. And I know why you need the liquid patina. I think I know why. Oh, I have some blue. My brush is not really, really, really clean. Chris is an artist, and she does a lot of canvas work, and she was questioning how do you seal DIY paint on canvas work? So, ooh. So, sorry, this is a little bit of blue paint is transferring on my headboard. So the liquid patina is a good choice for sealing your canvas art, your DIY paint on canvas. Like this up here is, you can't see half of it, but that's canvas. And I've used it to seal canvas, and I really liked it. I waited a couple days to make sure that the paint was completely dry. The longer you can wait, the better, just for safety's sake. And I'm just gonna make sure that this is going on smoothly. Sometimes I talk and then the work suffers. So I'm just gonna make sure everything's okay here as I apply my liquid patina. So I applied it to a canvas, and I was pleasantly surprised. It went on really nicely, really smooth on top of the paint, and it didn't cause any issues with the paint that was already on the canvas. And it did leave a sheen, a very light sheen, nothing like big top or not a high gloss, but it did leave a little sheen, and I liked it. I like my canvas work to have a little bit of a sheen. So I do recommend this liquid patina for sealing your canvas art. Just make sure you give it enough time to dry. Okay, so we've added the liquid patina to the headboard. I don't know if you can, oh, I see there's blue paint on this. I have my new canvas apron. So look, I had a lot of paint on this brush. I don't know if I probably shouldn't have used this brush. But now it's the first time I've got paint on my canvas apron. I'm psyched. So let me just take a moment to make sure I didn't totally mess this up. They're going to be covered with this blend is not a 100% perfect blend, and that's okay because we're covering it up with the Fronds Botanicals. So let me do the same thing on this little table. The table that we did yesterday, and then I put another coat on today. While I'm doing that, I would like to tell you about my schedule. So I had said I'm going to go 30 days live, 30-day marathon, Chris. Yep, need to try it before I screw it up. I'm at about a month and a half drying time, due to fear. So your DIY paint, Chris, you are using it on canvas and you're scared to death to seal it because you're afraid that the sealant is going to mess up your artwork. And I don't blame you because Chris's artwork is beautiful and you don't want anything to happen. So if you want to wait that long, I think you should be comfortable. I didn't wait that long on mine. And it was fine. So, but if you have the time to wait that long, then definitely, by all means, if anybody is out there, anybody that's on now or anyone that's watching the replay, if you have any advice for Chris on the best way to seal your canvas art with DIY paint, can you please let us know? Like I said, the liquid patina I was happy with, but it's always good to test your own work. Like if you have a painting that you don't really care that much about and you don't care if something bad happens, give it a try, like sooner than a month and a half, and see what happens. Maybe you don't need to wait that long. So I'd hate for you to be waiting that long if you don't need to. I don't want you to be afraid, Chris. DIY is good stuff. It's non-toxic, no VOCs, no latex, no acrylics. It has 9 ingredients. And I have great news. Great news. My guy who owns the antique store where I have a booth finally gave me the go-ahead to put my paint in the booth. So I'm really happy about that. Randy and I are going to go over tomorrow, and we're going to bring the paint to the booth tomorrow. So for all you local people, or even if you feel like taking a drive, Stillwater Antiques in Smithfield, Rhode Island is where my paint will be located. I do ship though, so if you are not local to Rhode Island and the ride's a little too long for you, or it's just not convenient for you to go, I do ship. So let me know. All right, almost done. Then we're gonna add these. This is good because I'm giving the headboard a little bit of drying time so that we can add our transfers. Okay. Now we do have other ways to seal your furniture. These are the wet ones, the liquid patina and the big top. But we also have the waxes. But I'm going to apply waxes to the top. I'm going to seal it with liquid patina. I'm going to put on the transfers, and I'm going to put some wax over the transfers. Okay, we're ready. There, thank you. All right, so that's all done. Should be a busy weekend. Yes, it's going to be a busy weekend because it's also going to be a beautiful weekend, I think. So let me show you what I have done with the transfer. So I didn't cut up every little teeny weeny piece, but I cut them up in like to four pieces. So I have this part. This one has like that peachy color. So look how pretty that looks against the apothecary. So I've got that. I have, these are, now again, I cut them and I rolled them up like wallpaper, and I sealed it or taped it with painter's tape. And oh, this piece is all of the little flowers. So these are the more wispy ferns and botanicals. And then this one, so I cut it into 3. Well, I'm still gonna have to do some cutting tonight. Whoops. I guess I cut it into 4. So this is a fern. I feel like I'm gonna be putting a lot of ferns. I gotta make them match, but the really large transfers will probably go on the bed, on the headboard, like this one. This one's big. That's a huge fern. So this huge fern is going to be going on here. What do you think? Can you see it? Can you see the fern? And what do you think? Is it too green? What do you think of that color? Thank you. You're welcome. For what? Oh, Chris, can you hold on to a layered chocolate sea glass and liquid patina for me, please? Layered chocolate. See, yes. Aw, Randy, good job. Thank you. Randy will someday read our comments, but the chatting is, answering the chat is kind of good too, because I like talking. I wouldn't want to give up the talking to you guys if, Randy reads the chat. This dark green, I like it. Looks good. Okay. All right. I have my brayer. Whoop. I have my brayer. This is the thing that you use to rub the transfer on. And I got to start with something. I'm not good at this, you guys. This takes some thought. It takes some thought. Okay. So now I've got this fern with the yellow. This one. And I've got this fern with the pink. So I'm going to put the fern with the yellow on the table and the fern with the pink on the headboard. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to lower the camera a little bit so that, let's see, how's that? That good? So you are here. So this one would not, all right, so I would put this one. This has a decoration right here on it. I'm nervous. It's still a little wet with the liquid patina, so I don't know if it's quite the time. So, oh, wait a minute. This has a lot of leaves on it, so I'm going to cut everything off this transfer that is not this fern. And you can see that there's lines. So you can use lines. You don't have to cut along the lines. Of course I don't, especially if I don't have my glasses on. You just cut it. Well, I can't remember her name. Somebody was on last night. She's been on for a couple of nights, and I've been chatting with her, and I can't remember her name. Was asking about the transfers last night, if I thought that she could recoup the cost of the transfers, on her retail. I'm not doing very good here. If she could recoup the cost of her transfers. And I wholeheartedly said yes, because, for instance, this one, I'm using one transfer on 3 pieces of furniture. So when you divide the cost of the transfer by 3, it's well worth it. So, and they're beautiful. They are very, very pretty. The quality is very, very good. So you won't regret it. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of this. Okay. All right, so now this guy is all by itself. So pretty. It even has some French writing. Is it French? Imprégné, I don't know. Langlois, pas Langlois. So I don't know. I'm kind of stalling a little bit because I don't want, this is still probably a little wet. So I know I want, which fern did I say I wanted? This one, this dark one. So, does anybody have any questions? Chris, I cannot see. What is wrong with me? Add a little dry brush of some color as the flowers on the carved decoration. That will title together. I'm definitely planning on doing some dry brushing. Yeah, because I'm going to want these transfers to look really old, like they've been on for a long time. So guess what I have? I have my heat gun. So once they're applied, I'm going to be dry brushing and sanding to make them look like they have been on this headboard for a very long time. All right, guys. So yesterday on my live, if you were here yesterday on my live, I'm getting, so I got all this paint on my apron, and every time I put my hand down, it goes in the paint, and it's getting a mess. So last night on my live, if you were here, I was very emotional. Dandelion! Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for joining tonight. Yay, Danny Lyons is here. Danny Lyons, where are you again? I forget. I want to say like Chicago? No. Philadelphia? Like a city, I think. No, I could be wrong. Danny Lyons is in a lot of our furniture painting groups. She does a lot of furniture painting herself. She's very good. But so what I was going to say is last night on my live, I was very emotional. Danny Lyons, so excited to see you. Oh, thank you. I'm currently in New Jersey, but near Philly. Hey, I remembered. I mean, I said the wrong city, but it was a city. I kind of had a feeling. I remembered that. Anyway, I spent a lot of time in New Jersey because my ex-husband was from New Jersey. So we spent a lot of time there. And I was so emotional last night that my friend, Chris, who is on tonight, you were so close. Yes. Asked me if she texted me after my live and asked me if I was okay. And I'm going to pull this a little bit back. And she was right. I was tired. I was really jet lagged from my trip to California. And I didn't think I thought you only got jet lagged if you went to another country. But I guess you get jet lagged just a different time zone. I really wish I didn't do that. It looks pretty, but it's very icky. Yeah, so, and it was a crazy journey, and I didn't realize it, but I guess I hit a wall. And when I started talking about Dion and meeting Debbie and all of those wonderful people that I met in California, I got so emotional last night, right on my live, so everybody can see, because it actually was a very emotional experience. Danny Lyons, jet lag is hard, and yes, it's different time zone. Really? Sea Isle. Oh, you stay in Sea Isle all summer? That is nice. Good for you. So, yeah. So I guess I hit a wall. I tried to get some rest today. And I did. I feel much better today. And now that I feel better, I realized that I wasn't really feeling that great last night. And my life was terrible. I kept losing things. Okay. I really like this fern on here. So if I put this, all right. So that's the top. Now, I normally don't line things up, but because this has lines, it's making me want to line it up. So what you do is, while you still have it on the backing, you want to figure out the placement. And since I have this tape, I can kind of look at it and see. Now, this is straight. So if I did something like that, and then, okay, I'm just going to put it on. I hope this isn't still wet, because I really don't think this is going to go on if the paint is still wet. Why don't we try a little one? Why don't we try a little one first? Let me get... Hey, there's a little teeny weeny, I don't know what it is. Is that a moth? Oh no, it's not a moth. I don't know what it is, but it's little. So let's just do this. I gotta put my glasses on. What is that? I don't know. Here, I'll show you. See? I don't know what that is. But I'm gonna see. My problem is I just had the brayer, and now I'm gonna keep losing the brayer. Whoop. Where'd it go, guys? Where did the brayer go? Ugh. Okay. So I was just gonna put this like right over here just to test it. But where did my brayer go? I just had it. All right. It must be on this table somewhere. I found it. Okay. Danny, you were so close. Yes. Jet lag is had, yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to test this because I just put the liquid patina on and I want to make sure I'm going to put it, can you see over here? I'm just going to put it on this corner. So you rub it with the brayer until it releases from its backing. All right, there it goes. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but then all of a sudden it just releases and it's done. So it went on very nicely. I don't know what that is, but it went on very nicely. So now I'm going to do a bigger one. Now that I've tested it out, it's always a good idea to test it out. So should I test it out like on my very favorite one? Yes, I'm just going to do it, guys. What do you say? Now, I think down here will be covered up by the mattress. So I think it really just goes, I don't have to put any down there. So I'm going to put this, if I don't mess this up, this is going to be really pretty, you guys. I think I'm just going to, let me just dry this a little bit more. Just in case. So don't forget to let me know if you're here. Say hi. It's dry. It's not even sticky. It's a little sticky right there. So, this is my third day of my 30-day live marathon. And what I decided is I don't think I'm going to do weekends. It is going to be pretty, right, Danny Lyons? Danny Lyons, tell me about what you've been up to. Have you been painting? I know you're a very busy woman and you have a lot on your plate, but I know you like to paint too for relaxation. So I was just wondering if you've been able to do that. I hope so. All right, taking the backing off. That's called your committing. I'm going to put it right here, you guys. It's got some letters, some lettering right here. Now I do have ledges. I do. Oops, somebody's calling me. Arizona. You know who that is? Oh my gosh. I'll tell you who that is when they hang up. Okay. That was GoDaddy. Their office is in Arizona. And they are the company that I used to build my website, shabalot.com. Deborah Lardy. Hi, girl. How are you? Deb Pilardi is a comedian, a comediatress. She's a woman comedian. And so I used GoDaddy to build my website because I didn't, they were the only ones I could think of to use. And I just have to think for a second here, you guys. I built the website using their tool pretty much by myself. So it was a good, I love my website. I think it came out good. So I was happy with them for that. So much so that I decided to use them for my logo. And I have to raise this up. So much so that I decided to use them for my logo. That was a big mistake. I mean, for me, I'm not saying that it's always going to be a big mistake for everybody, but for me, it was just, they started doing my logo months ago, and I want my logo. I'm very excited about my logo. I worked hard to think about what I wanted for a logo, and I worked really hard with the logo designers of GoDaddy to get me what I want, and I paid for it up front. And this was about 5 months ago, and I still don't have my logo. So they have some challenges in that company, in that design team. And I know that COVID, the quarantine and all of that is going to cause complications. But they have everybody working from home. And so they asked me, they sent me a survey and I answered them. And I just said, I'm not happy because I still don't have my logo and it's been 5 months. They called me immediately. So they read those quality assurances. They're good about their quality assurance anyway. And I was on the phone with the quality assurance guy for like a half an hour. I told him I don't want to write everything down because it's too much. And I've already put in so much time and effort to try to get this logo done that for me to go back and write down every little thing that happened is going to be a lot of work on my part. And I would assume that they should have record of all of my conversations with everybody and all the times they said they were going to call me and they didn't call me. I waited by the phone. You know, I set up appointments. I wait by the phone and then they don't call me and I can't call them because it's not a two-way street that way. It's only they can contact you. So that was 2 weeks ago when I talked to the quality assurance guy. He's like, oh, this is going to go right up to the CEO. They're going to be wanting to make sure you're really happy and blah, blah, blah. So I was excited again that I'm going to get my logo. And I was really busy. I have a lot to do. I went to California. I come back from California. I'm like, you know what? It's been 2 weeks. I've not heard from them yet. So, hi, Adine. Is Adine here? No logo, 5 months. Yes. So I sent them an email today and I said, you guys, I just talked with your quality assurance 2 weeks ago, and he assured me that this was going to be moved along, and I still haven't heard anything. So really soon, like half an hour after I sent that email, I got an email back saying, looking into it, we will get back to you today. And so that was Arizona just calling me. So that was GoDaddy. So what do you think, guys? Part of me wants my money back. So I don't know. All right, guys, I gotta see what's going on here. Let me take a moment to see what's going on here. Get this released. Well, I'm glad they called, but yeah, I'm gonna say I probably shouldn't have put this liquid patina on like 2 seconds before I was gonna put on my transfer. Oh well, what are you gonna do? It's starting to release. So what do you think, you guys? Should I ask for my money back, or should I ask for my money back and get the logo for free, or should I get my money back and go elsewhere for my logo and start the process all over again? See, it's releasing. I just had to focus. Woo! It's a workout. I'm having a little issue, so I'm going to take my time, get that on there. So I didn't do a great job because the liquid patina was not completely dry yet, but you can see the pieces where it did go on. It looks really nice. I'm going to cut this So let me bring you a little closer so you can see what happened. It's just so humid down here, and I can't put on the air conditioning. So things are not drying as quickly as they should. Now, see right here, I don't know if you can see that this is raised a little bit, so it didn't quite go in the groove. So what you do in that situation is you take the plastic, you put it back on, and you just rub it again, and it should go on. There, so now it's on. So you want to like go around wherever you put your transfer on. You just want to make sure that there's no pieces sticking up. Usually you do that at the end, but I wanted to do that now because I didn't want them to rip or anything. But it's on there. And it looks good. So it's right in those grooves. Looks like it was painted on. Did you like your logo? Hi Deb. If you leave, can they keep your logo since it was their work? I don't know. It doesn't. I don't understand. What do you? Oh, well, it was my work. It was my idea for the logo. I drew it out. I told them what I wanted. I told them the colors. I told them the language that I wanted on it. But they created it with their software. And I got to tell you guys, it's not a difficult logo. So I can't understand. I don't understand what the problem is. I don't understand what's taking so long. And I said that to them. I'm like, is there something that I'm missing here? Because I mean, it is a little bit more. The logo does have a little bit more than some of the logos I've seen. It's a nice logo. I love it. And it is a little bit more detailed than some of them that I've seen. So I was like, is that why? Is there a reason? Is it because it's more complicated? And I said, I'd like to know what the problem is. Like, why? Why do you not call me? Like, when you say you're going to call me, and I don't care. It wasn't once. It was 3 times. 3 times I had a call set up with the logo team, and 3 times they didn't call me. I mean, they maybe had 5 in total, so maybe they called me on 2 of the appointments, but 3 of the appointments, they just didn't call. And then I got a message saying, sorry, we missed you. I was not happy about that. And I know a lot of the people, but I do like my logo, but it's not like I can't get it done somewhere else. Well, I'm having an issue with that piece, but it's because it's too much. The paint is too wet. All right, so now I'm going to put the bottom part on. Where did this go? How did this go? Like this? No. Yes? Yes. I got to cut this. So sometimes it's easier on these bigger pieces of the transfer to do them in pieces, especially when you have these ridges. So, and these grid lines that are here help you to line everything back up. So I'm just gonna put this on here. See how easily I was able to line that up? And hopefully this one will go on a little bit easier. So now I didn't pick up the phone when they called, so I don't know how long it's going to take for me to hear from them again. So my logo, so my company name is Shabalot. I don't know if you guys are familiar with, I did a blog on my website, myshabalot.com, on my website, explaining why I named my company Shabalot, how that all came about. But basically, it has to do with the movie Camelot, the old movie Camelot with Richard Harris and, oh gosh, I can't remember the names, but it's an old movie in the 60s. I used to watch it with my sister when I was a child, and I used to be very fanciful about it because it's a beautiful land, and it's very, knights in shining armor and princes and queens, and so it piqued my imagination as a child. And the fact that I watched it with my sister makes it even more special because my sister is no longer here. It's just a nice memory that I have. So my logo is a castle. Now it helps when you do these transfers, it helps to lift. I don't know if you can see me lifting up this. It helps to lift it. Well, I made a big mistake putting that, not letting that liquid patina dry. Yeah, so the paint is lifting. So, one thing I wanted to mention about my schedule is I know that I had said that I would go 30 days marathon live, and I'm going to. The only thing is I'm going to take weekends off. My last marathon, I did not take weekends off, and things like this happening makes me realize that it's important to take some time off, especially to prepare. So when I was doing it every day, it's hard to have everything prepped and everything, before you go live. So right here is a perfect example of me not having enough time from last night's live to tonight's live to have everything done in time for a seamless live. So the summer is almost over. And we do have a boat. We spend a lot of time on our boat in the summer. So on the weekends, I'm going to be focusing on spending time with family and with Randy on the boat. So my 30-day marathon will be Monday through Friday at 7 o'clock. And hopefully wow, it's not working very well, you guys. Transfers, they really are not difficult. They are difficult for me because I didn't prepare. So what I want to show you is what we're going to do. Today's Friday, right? What we're going to do on Monday. Hi, let me know who's here. Give me a thumbs up or hearts, something, comments. So I know you're here. This is an example of canvas work that I did. It's not done yet. It's all done in DIY paint. But what I want you to notice is, do you see the texture? Do you see that these roses are raised? I don't know if you can tell. See the texture on there? That is what we're going to do Monday. I love texture when I work with paint. That's one of the reasons why I like DIY paint so much. And one of the reasons why I'm not thrilled right now with this thing. It's going to be gorgeous when it's done, but I don't know what to do. Because the lesson here is, guys, so when you're putting on a transfer, you tell me, what do we need to do? When you're putting on a transfer, you need to, 1, make sure your paint is dry, and 2, yes. What is the yeses for? Did I ask a question? I don't remember. And also your liquid patina is dry, because what's happening is the paint is getting on my transfer. And like I said before, if the backing of this gets dirty, it's not going to stick. So I guess that's what the situation is right now. It's too bad, because this is really, really pretty. I could probably salvage it, but okay. So anyway, you said, do you like texture? Oh, yes. Good. Thank you. Let's talk about texture. Look at that. Do you see it? Do you know how I did that, guys? This is what I use. Now I'm sure Chris knows how to add texture. There's lots of different mediums you can use to add texture. I am one of those people who are impatient, and when I want to add texture, I want to add it at that very moment. And so I had to use what I had in the house. And yes, I see it. I used this. I used spackling. It's pink. It goes on pink, and then when it dries, it dries white. So you know that the spackling is done. And when I did this painting, this was my morning coffee art that I did for like a couple of mornings. And so I was very patient with it. Hi, Danny Lyons. Beautiful. Thank you. What, this or that? I'm really hoping I can salvage this, because it's going to be beautiful when it's done. And when you do what, Randy? You like texture? Is that what you're saying, Randy? So I was very patient with this piece. I put on a layer of spackling. I let it dry overnight. And then I put on a coat of paint. And then I let that dry. And the next day, I put a layer on the flowers. And the next day, I put on another layer of colors on the flowers. So this has been a really slow, not painstaking, because it's just a nice way to start my day. And playing with the spackling is a lot of fun. So Monday, hopefully this will all be done and I can show you the completed project. And Monday we'll throw some spackling on some canvas. We're using a palette knife. So thank you, guys. It's 8:02. Chris, I use joint compound or flexible modeling paste quite often. Yeah, well, I texted Randy and I said, Randy, do we have any modeling paste in the house? And we didn't. So that's why I said, how about spackling? Do we have any spackling? I knew what you used for texture. Oh, yes, you did, because I was calling you and saying, what can I use? Because I needed to do it at that very moment. And I was very lucky that I found that there was a can of spackling in my garage. So I was able to do it immediately. So, but I will have to get some joint compound and modeling paste and try it again. But Monday we're just going to use the spackling because it worked fine for me, and I have this big. Then Randy went out and got me a whole new jar of it, so I get a lot of it. So I'm going to keep using it. It feels pretty sturdy. I don't know. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend and take care, everybody. Bye.